Trump was given. And the steroid is a drug that's normally given to people with severe COVID. And so I think the real intent of the question was, why did you give this drug that's normally given to severe COVID patients to President Trump? But nothing he said addressed that. Nothing he said really addressed that question, which is the real intent of the question.
He stands in chest X-ray. What have you seen of his campaign?
As far as travel goes, we'll see.
Mental status. Can you talk to me about whether he has any neurological symptoms? Does he have any side effects from his medications? Any fogginess from the virus?
No, I think you've seen the videos and not the tweets, and you'll see him shortly, you know.
So, he's asked about President Trump's mental state, and the first thing he says, the first thing that...
I think you've seen the videos. This is a doctor. This is a doctor. And he's asked about Trump's mental state. The first thing he says is, I think you've seen the videos. The videos, which was made by the White House, where they can have as many takes as they want. You've seen the videos. The videos that are shot as many times as they want, and that they can approve. It can be shot at any time of the day. That's literally the first thing he says, is when asked about the president's mental state. You've seen the videos. It's not like we had raw video of him for 24 hours a day. That's a doctor. That's a doctor. The doctor's asked what is his mental state. The first thing he says is, you've seen the videos. You've seen the pre-produced White House approved 1 and 4 minute videos. Unbelievable. See, this guy, to me, this is why I go through this stuff. This is why I go through this stuff in painstaking detail. Because when you really listen to the questions and the answers, you see this stuff that's being said that's ridiculous. Which you miss if you don't really go through and look at the details. Hold on, we'll keep going. But this is why I do this. Because when you really look at what he's being asked and really said, there's a lot in the videos. I'm sure you've seen the videos. Hey doctor, in your medical opinion, how's your mental state? Sure you've seen the videos. The videos that they shouldn't approve on Twitter? That's the first thing you say? Didn't he say the videos and the tweets?
Any neurological symptoms? Does he have any side effects from his medications? Any fogginess for the virus?
No, I think you've seen the videos and not the tweets, and you'll see him shortly, you know. He's back, yeah.
I want to talk about that. Oh my gosh, that's a doctor. That's a doctor. The doctor's answer to whether he has any mental effects, any fogginess, anything is, I'm sure you've seen the videos and the tweets. You'll talk to him soon. He's back. That's the doc. That's the medic. That's a doctor answering that question. It's a doctor answering the question. I'm sure you've seen the tweets and the videos and the tweets. You'll see him soon. He's back. Huh? Spencer says he rolled the clip. He said rolled the clip. That's the doctor. I'm going to trust that guy for medical information. I'm going to trust him. Let's play that again. I want to play that again. This is the doctor in the nationwide broadcast press conference that's supposed to give us information about the president. We haven't gotten any update for a day, over a day, and he's asked a serious question, and that's the response. The doctor's response.
Lee, you've seen the video.
Any side mental status?
As far as travel goes, we'll see.
His mental status. Can you talk to me about whether he has any neurological symptoms? Does he have any side effects from his medications? Any fogginess from the virus?
No, I think you've seen the videos and not the tweets, and you'll see him shortly. You know, he's back. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Citing videos in a tweet does not really You know, he said no. He did say no, right? He shook his head and said no. But then the evidence he cites is videos and tweets. And then says he's back.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The video, what evidence does, videos and tweets do nothing to convince me. I want to know what he's doing when he's not on, I don't even know who wrote the tweets. Oh, by the way, he says you saw the tweets, right? He says you saw the tweets. He says you've seen the tweets. You mean these tweets? You mean these tweets here? These tweets? All these tweets?
Tweets that say what? This dude going
Here?
crazy.
Is that the tweets I'm supposed to be looking at? The ones from today? These tweets today? The ones all in capital letters here? These are the ones I'm supposed to be looking at here?
But we all knew this was going to happen, right?
Okay, I'll look at those tweets.
It's all the attention he wants, yo. He's stealing all the attention.
Critician says, I hope my doctor never uses a video as medical confirmation of my medical condition. Well, a pre-made video made by like people who are, you know, it's not even just any video. If we had a 24-hour-a-day video of everything President Trump said, that's different. I think cryptician means a video made by an outlet with an interest in portraying him as good as possible, well as possible. Dark Sarcasm says he's back is an outright lie based on the info we've been giving by doctors directly. They paint the picture he's been fine all along, and this is evidenced by the videos, so why do they say he's back? You know, again, he's back, to me, he's back isn't even a medical pronunciation. It's like a weird, like, rah-rah thing. He's back?
Back from where? Back from COVID camp?
Unbelievable. Tox says, this attitude being shown on stream is exactly why Trump's going to win again. Hey, if people going through someone's words and looking at those words in a neutral way and pointing out the misleadingness and the failure to answer questions and the problems in their logic, if that makes people vote against you, then this country is doomed. If you're happy that a candidate wins because that candidate is against people like actually looking at somebody's words and intelligently analyzing them and pointing out, for example, as a doctor, things that seem inappropriate, flaws in their argument, really taking the time to look at what they say. If you think, oh, well, this country doesn't like that kind of thing, well, then you have a country of idiots. If a country's going to reject a side based on doing that kind of stuff, well, good luck to the country. That country's doomed.
That's crazy. So Trump get cured from COVID in 3 days.
Yeah,
4
neutral.
days.
Yes, neutral. Yes. I can go through this press conference and be neutral and point out all of the problems with what the doctor is saying, because all these things which he's saying really do have problems. If a doctor goes out there and then gives all of these evasive and unsatisfactory answers, and then gives these and makes these statements that have fundamental problems in their logic, well, I'm sorry, but if you're a neutral person, then if you look at that, you're not going to say, oh, a lot of what he says makes total sense and is very adequate to answering the questions if that's not what he did. This guy seems to be going out there and spinning everything positive for the president, not answering basic questions, but he doesn't even admit it. We just saw two things. He was asked, he was asked, did the president ask to go home, basically? And his answer is, we want him to go home as soon as possible because it's risky for people to be in the hospital. So that was his answer. It's risky for President Trump to be in a private wing, his own private wing? How is it any more risky there than when he's at home? So that made no sense. Then he's asked, does the president have any kind of mental side effects? Is there fogginess, anything like that? And the first thing he says, no, you've seen the videos and the tweets. That's him saying that. I mean, what's a person, how's a reasonable person supposed to respond to those answers? Any reasonable person would say, those are utterly inadequate answers, and actually, they just seem confusing, ridiculous. That's what a reasonable person would say. If you don't see the problems in those answers, then you're biased. Just playing the guy's words, playing the guy's own words.
Pneumonia or any inflammation in his lungs at all?
So we've done routine standard imaging. I'm just not at liberty to discuss.
So you're actively not telling us what those lung scans showed, just to be clear.
So there are HIPAA rules and regulations that restrict me in sharing certain things for his safety and his own health and reasons.
How many?
That's the worst. That crap is the worst. Here he said there's HIPAA regulations that prevent me from sharing information for his safety and his health, and then right at the end he goes, and reasons. He literally says, and reason. Well, what's the reason? The reason is, under HIPAA, if the patient tells you can't share this, then you can't share it. It's not for his health and safety. But see what he says? Now, I like what he first said. He said, I'm not at liberty to discuss. But then he starts hiding behind HIPAA, and the way he says it, he loves making it sound like one thing, but using legalistic language to leave himself cover. So the way his exact words were, we have to respect HIPAA for the benefit of the patient's health, his safety, and reasons.
And reasons.
And reasons?
Here's reasons for not wanting motherfuckers to know.
He just throws in the and reasons itself to cover his butt. And reasons. Here, let's hear that again. Let's hear and reasons again.
Times you said it's awkward.
That restrict me, there are HIPAA rules and regulations that restrict me in sharing certain things for his safety and his own health and reasons.
And reasons.
And reasons! And reasons! And reasons! For his safety, for his health, and reasons. Oh, you mean the reason that he told you not to tell, and the one you don't want to say? You don't want to say? Oh, I see. Miley Power doesn't like to hear anything negative about Trump. So Miley Power says, I don't want you to have hope for the future. Right. Right. And reasons. And reasons. Well, there's this HIPAA thing, and because of HIPAA, I can't say stuff for the president's safety and his health, and reasons. And reasons? Let's play that again. That's so fun.
How many times you said it's
Safe that restrict. So there are HIPAA rules and regulations that restrict me in sharing certain things for his safety and his own health and reasons.
how many?
And reasons.
And reasons.
And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. And reasons. See what he did there? See, he doesn't want to say the reason, which is that Trump in the White House told him not to say. So, but he also wants to mislead you. because he doesn't want to give that impression that Trump was told that. So what he does, and he does this again and again and again, he says something which is supposed to make you think one thing, but he doesn't want to like technically lie. So he says it in a way that leaves some legal cover. So that's why he says, well, because of HIPAA, I can't tell you things for a patient's health and safety. But then he's like, oh wait, but that's a lie so far. So he says, oh, and reasons. See, now he's covered himself because he said and reasons. But the real reason, which is among the and reasons, is that Trump and or the White House told him not to say it. But he doesn't want to say that. So that way he gets the best of both worlds. He gets to mislead you and make people and try to make people think it wasn't.
What the fuck? Yo, the neighbor. Damn, shorty bad as shit, yo. Yo, the motherfucker say crazy neighbor is at my door because I changed my Wi-Fi password. Yo, I had some neighbors who did that shit one time, yo. Motherfuckers was siphoning off my fucking Wi-Fi. Fuck that shit.
Bro, take off my clothes, bro, so I go home. You don't steal from me, bro. Bro, you stealing, bro. You know my shit, bro. Come on, hurry up. I gotta be at work too, man. So you ain't got no, this is doing no job.
What the fuck is you doing? Why should you take your stuff off?
Shit, this guy's real. You can get home. These are my Jordan. These are my Jordan. Thank you. Come on, hurry up, bro. Hurry up. She's straight right now.
Niggas is shiesty as fuck, yo. Alright, enough of this internet melodrama. Seen one video just the other dudes. I guess they roommates or they have some type of, close relationship because the dude had access to his wardrobe. And he told me, I text you. He's like, text me what? Nigga, you stealing my clothes? You got on all my clothes, nigga. What? You text me what? You stole my fucking clothes. Give me my clothes back. Caught the nigga at the mall with his girlfriend buying new shit. You gonna do this in front of my girl? You stole my clothes, nigga. Take my clothes off, man. My jacket, you got my Jordans on, nigga. And my pants. Take my pants off. Boy, I ain't got nothing but drawers on under here. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Take my shit off. You stole my fucking clothes. How you steal the man whole outfit though? You got the jacket, the pants, the shoes. I had one motherfucker steal some shit from me one time, like out my crib, yo. Like a dude I was chilling with. Let the nigga in the crib chilling. Stole my mother. I had some blue Timbs, yo. Some blue suede Timbs. Motherfucker stole my damn shoes. Like, damn, nigga. Tried to find this cat, yo. We're around town, like, he wasn't from where we was at, yo. Little shiesty ass, rogue ass New York nigga. But he was living down there for a couple years, y'all. I knew the motherfucker for some years, but apparently he was about to haul ass and go back to New York anyway. And so he wound up robbing and thieving and taking as much shit from as many people as he could before he went back up top. That motherfucker snatched all kind of shit. And I was talking to somebody else. They said the motherfucker got them for some money and shit. I'm like, bro, this nigga knew he was about to dip, so he just shit on everybody. So when he got back to New York, motherfuckers don't know he doing bad. You come back to New York with pocket full of money, jewelry, new shoes and shit on, like you really grinding and hustling, nigga. You had to steal all that shit, yo. Stole everything. You ain't even work for that shit. No kind of way. You ain't even hustle for this shit, nigga. Old deadbeat never gonna be shit, motherfucker. Alright guys, I have a practice Zoom meeting at 5:30. I may stream right through it if you guys want to watch it. Our official meeting is going to be this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. I think. And this is something we're doing for the community in large. It's going to be a live stream interview. I'll pull up some emails and so I can read to you exactly what it is. Hi everyone. Below are the questions to prepare for Friday. Also, I just wanted to make sure everyone got the invite to be a panelist. You will need to click on this to join the webinar. I am hoping everyone can hop on for a quick test run around 10:30 to test videos. I will have a musician, Steve Warner, start playing around 10:45. What programs, innovations, processes, etc. will you keep once the pandemic has subsided? Describe what platforms were used, how they worked, and what would you recommend to people when going online? How did you build new audiences, and what do you suggest? Did you develop any new revenue streams, and if so, what are they? How do you go about securing them? What is one thing you wish you had known a few months ago about transitioning your work to a post-COVID culture? As this process can and has been incredibly stressful, what does your personal form of self-care look like? In regards to larger organizations and institutions, what do you wish to see more of in terms of providing artistic support? And so me and I think 4 other people are going to be on the artist panel. I'll try to go back to the first email. Probably deleted the first one. Oh, okay. Well, the first one, she just sent me. Oh, no. All right, so this is the first email, I think. Oh, well, that's not listed anymore. Damn it. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, my friend Maureen, she sent me an application for this thing, and it's called Lackawanna County's Virtual Brunch, Morning with the Arts. And so we're just going to sit around and talk about like how COVID has affected our art careers and how have we been able to manage and continue to be successful in art like throughout this whole situation. And so this is Lackawanna County Arts Engage. Join us, Lackawanna County Arts and Cultural Department's Virtual Art Brunch, Friday, October the 9th from 11 to 12:30 p.m. The theme is Surviving the Distance, Remaining Art for COVID-19. Featuring a panel discussion on how artists and arts organizations have pivoted and adapted to challenges faced during the pandemic. And this is Connor O'Brien, actor and co-founder and executive director of Scranton Fringe Festival, and he will be the moderator. Then we have Barbara Johnson, the founder and executive director of Artworks Now, and she will be a panelist. Rob Boucher, board chair, Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival, and he's a panelist. Sophie Till, associate professor of violin and viola, Marywood University, and director of the Marywood University String Project, will be a panelist. Your boy, I don't have as many accreditations as that, so it's just Travis Prince, board member of Black Scranton Project, because they need a token nigger in here to make the panel somewhat balanced. We need somebody of African American descent who is an artist. Francesca Souden, she's the curator of collections and exhibitions at the Everhart Museum of Natural History and Science and Art, and she will be a panelist. I actually know her personally. I've worked with her a little bit with the Everhart Museum. I don't know any of the other people except Connor. I know Connor really well. Been working with him in Alpha Gallery and the Fringe Festival for about 8 years now. So yeah, they gotta like, oh wow, we gotta have some diversity. Just a little diversity. Somebody, anybody, y'all sent Travis an email yet? He'll do it. Travis. A token what? The token nigger, man. You already know. I will accept this position for the simple fact that I know that my art and my concepts are actually relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not some bullshit ass fucking artist. Y'all guys know I be in here all the time. I really do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I really have a passion for this shit. And if there was any other black artists in the area that had more passion, more drive, and more enthusiasm than I did, then they would call on him or her. But in the past few years, I can see like that, and it's good and it's weird in the same sense, because people are looking for diversity. They don't want just white bread all the fucking time, and they're getting tired of seeing like white bread all the time, and they want a little spice, something different, and a different perspective, a different opinion. And that's cool as shit. And I feel I feel actually lucky to be in a position where I'm somewhat of a big fish in a small pond. You know what I'm saying? And once again, like if there was anyone else doing as much as me and my organization members do, then they would call on these people. But if you want some diversity, if you want to have an intellectual conversation about art and art fundamentals from an African American perspective, I'm your guy. I demand to see more whites in the Panthers. I mean, it is what it is, though. And once again, I appreciate it, and I actually work hard to achieve this position, you know. And so, it is what it is. And I honestly wish that there were more hardcore, passionate, artistic members in my community or in this area, and there's just not. And I try to find people, I try to motivate people, encourage people, I try to give people all the connections that I have access to. And I don't know, it's just weird. I mean, the demographics are pretty obvious that, you know, in the city of Scranton, like the African American population is like 5%. It's lower than the Hispanic or Spanish population, which is at like 11%, almost double, well, more than double the population of African Americans. And so we're just in an area where there's not a lot of us, and then out of that demographic that is actually in the area, like a lot of people just aren't into art, you know, and it's just that thing, yo, like people just aren't into art in this area. So I'm into art. I really care about art. I really want to promote a positive image of the black body through my works, and I honestly work hard at making like a beautiful masterpiece, and people respect that shit. And so when it is time for like some art shit to pop off and they need diversity, once again it's just like, hello Travis, we have this program coming up, do you want to help us out with this? I wasn't on the cover of Vogue. Alright, am I gonna have any time to paint before we run this? I gotta run this practice stream in a minute. There's another organization that is mm, hmm. All right. That's a little weird, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna stress that. Why? Why is this shit, honestly? Hell, anyway, that's not working for me, so fuck it. Fuck it. All right. So I don't have much time before I have to run this practice meeting, but I am gonna try to get my brush wet real quick. See if we can do something. I got it. Alright, I keep telling myself this is my last year smoking. Well, I've only been smoking for a year. No, about a year and a half. I stopped for 2 years. Well, I stopped for a year, a little bit more than a year, and then I started back for a few months. And then I stopped for like over 2 years. And then I started back again like a little bit over a year ago. Like right after I bought the house, yo, shit been stressful as hell. I bought a house. I was going through a motherfucking breakup and all kind of shit, yo. I just started back smoking cigarettes, yo. It's been almost 2 years now. But in just 2 years, I can see like I gotta get off these shits for the last time, yo. Last fucking time. Now I be smoking cigarettes in the studio. Like fuck it. Like this is not good. This is a bad habit. But I really need to try to stop before the end of the year, but like next year, I'm not smoking these shits no more. They're good with alcohol for some reason. That's the only thing that be getting me, yo. I notice like I don't drink a lot, but when I drink, it's something about alcohol and nicotine. That shit just make you feel good as fuck, yo. That shit is crazy. Alcohol and nicotine. And both of them are legal as shit. That's the crazy thing about it, yo. Both of these motherfuckers legal. Nicotine and alcohol. And don't throw some motherfucking caffeine in that shit. Motherfucker be putting Red Bull in their liquor and shit. Smoking half a pack of cigarettes. Tweaking like a bitch. What up, big homie? My man say, I hope you end up rich. I want to end up immortal, nigga. Fuck the money. I want to be just like Da Vinci and all these other motherfuckers, Gauguin and Picasso. Motherfuckers immortal, yo. We'll be studying their art and talking about them for another 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Another 200 years. I want to be in that category. But motherfuckers study and talk about my art 100 years from now. Y'all can keep the money, man. Analyze this shit. Break this shit down. Shit. What up, Boost? Chilling, bro. I really need to paint a little bit. I already been here like 40 minutes. Right, look, guys. I got a Zoom meeting coming up in like 30 minutes at 5:30. It's a practice run for something we're gonna do Friday morning for the local arts council or our arts organization for the county. Arts Engage, you know, because I'm engaged with the arts. And so our shit is Friday at 11. So tonight we're gonna do a little practice run. We had to put together a little slide. They said 1 to 2 minutes. I put a lot of shit in, and I'm just asking advice on like what I should keep and what I should take out. So y'all my little slide. Go to present mode. So this is Arts Engaged, Virtual Arts Brunch, Surviving the Distance. And they just wanted to talk about like what we did during COVID. So our Black Scranton Project Juneteenth Jubilee, that shit was a fucking hit because Black Scranton been out there popping. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to bring the community together in a positive and safely protected manner to enjoy the festivities of Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? We was out there kicking it, having fun, talking to the people. We even had the goddamn congressman out there, or Senator Casey. Sold out on merch. So we did that. That's a little video. We can skip that. What else I've been doing during COVID? I've been doing my Roundtable Discussions TV show. Still keeping that going, trying to keep the community engaged with local artists and art forms. You know, hosted by your boy Travis Prince, ECTV. An interview I did with Matthew. Interview I did with Grayson. Interview I did with Jennifer. An interview I did with Holly. You know, in the studio working during COVID, trying to bring the arts to the people. That's a little clip from a TV show. Just if anybody wants to see that shit, we're gonna skip that. I've been working on some murals, doing shit like this right here in the office building at the community center where I work. Did this mural. I did that mural. Trying to bring some art to the kids who still come to our facility. Here's a little video about the news interview I did. We can skip the video. Another mural idea concept that I'm working on that's may go on the side of the building that I work in. So that may be something that's coming up in the future, but there's an idea that I already have for it. I did a marker monument memorial, a collaboration between the Black Scranton Project and the Keystone Ironworks. It was me and Nikki Moser, and we had discussions about black artists and black culture, trying to help the kids come up with a monument or a marker type cast for our ironworks. So this is some of the works that the kids came up with. Some pretty cool stuff. And I was awarded the purchase prize for Art of the State. The State Museum of Pennsylvania actually purchased a painting from me that's going to be in their private collection. Here's the announcement from the award ceremony. Skip that video. Product development. I actually took my little brush holder concept idea and made it into a real deal thing that I have produced, and I'm going to start selling as an art product shortly. Commission projects, been still staying busy, doing work for other people who want some of them Travis Prince originals, shit like that, you know, shit like that. And that's the end of it. And so I'll just run through what I've been doing throughout this COVID shit, trying to stay productive and trying to stay positive, trying to keep the community engaged in the arts, and let everybody else talk about what they did, and then it's a wrap. Yo, thanks, bro. That's what I say, man. I do this shit for the love, man. Do this shit for the passion. It's way more than a hobby for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't make a living off this shit, but it's like my second job. You know what I'm saying? This shit is really like my second job. I want this shit to be my main job, and I feel like if I just stick with it, keep at it, eventually I can tell my job, hey, I don't really need to work here no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm so busy with art. I'm selling so much art. I'm doing so many lectures and interviews and talks and stuff that I can't even work here no more. Devote and dedicate time to working for you guys. I need to dedicate all my time to working for myself. So it's coming. Give me a little bit longer. I only been doing this shit for 11 years. Another 5 or 6 years, man, I might be in the bag. Oh, it'll work. Cause I'm gonna make that shit work. I'm gonna make this shit work. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna work. Ain't got no choice. I ain't got no other choice. I love doing this shit too much. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you love doing, figure out how to make money off that shit. Whatever the fuck it is, yo. Whatever you enjoy doing the most, try to make some bread out that bitch, bro. If you love what you do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you love, can you make money doing that shit? Somebody is. Even playing video games, these motherfuckers be making $10,000-$15,000 in a tournament. I be like, yo, motherfucker, is out there. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be a part of, yo, it's out there. You can get that shit. I just want to make art. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is make art. I'm going to figure out every way I can to make money off of doing that shit.
Did Joe Biden ever use the teleprompter during local interviews or to answer a Q&A with somebody?
Got that COVID hat, boy. That shit look like a goddamn bird nest. What?
Move it up here.
Shit look like a goddamn
You know,
washcloth.
there used to be a basic word.
Joe Biden.
Because I have no choice, because my brain won't let me accept a single obvious truth of negative truth about President Trump.
Yo, Steve going in on Trump shit today, yo. This motherfucker is buggy. Alright, let's paint something real quick. That's, hey, the photography shit.
Oh, somebody sent me a death threat.
What?
That's nice. Thank
What?
you. That's a good way to respond to somebody.
What?
Very nice. Thank you.
It's like that, Steve. They telling Steve they gonna kill his ass. That's crazy. Steve said I just got sent a death threat. What you gonna do, Steve? I'm about to motherfucking copy and paste your shit right to the motherfucking FBI, bitch.
That's nice.
That's nice. Death threats, those are cool.
So threatened by someone saying an obvious things about the press conference. Obvious things. So threatened.
I'm saying that most obvious shit that Trump motherfucking his spokesman and the doctors just ain't making no goddamn sense about his condition.
Just to be clear, it wasn't an explicit death threat. It was like a picture. I don't really want to describe it. I don't want to do it to give you. But anyways, I would call it something threatening violence or encouraging violence.
Mm-hmm. Like the motherfucking dude from the Proud Boys who put that fucking TikTok or tweet. I don't know what the fuck it was. Now the FBI watching his ass. You dumb son bitch. Who the fuck does that shit? Is that not supposed to be there?
Marjorie Simmons sent me this.
I don't think that's supposed to be right there.
I have no idea if this is true. I wouldn't be surprised given how many people took positive. John Santucci, who's with ABC News, says multiple White House sources told ABC there is a full-blown freakout in the administration waiting to see who will be the next to test positive, with aides not trusting each other and some trying to find ways to avoid coming into work at all. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, so many people from the White House tested positive so far that, I mean, any workplace where you have a bunch of people tested positive, I would certainly think people might be freaking out about it.
Yo, this shit is so weird, yo. You know what they're saying, right? Yo, COVID is not going away anytime soon. Now the administration is all getting fucking contracting this shit.
Viewer writes to me, dude, get off stream. You sound like a psychopath. Look at your ratio. Oh,
What ratio?
I see. So I'm supposed to look at my ratio. So I should decide how I feel about what I'm saying based on what people say who I don't know. People on the internet who attack me. So if enough of them come and get annoyed about what I say and do thumbs down, then I should be like, oh, I guess I'm saying something wrong. That's good. Hey, Daryl Hammond, rather than listen
Steve
to
ain't
what
backing
other
down
people
from that
tell
shit,
me to
yo.
say, I'd rather have enough confidence in what I'm saying.
Yo, if y'all don't know who this dude is, yo, he's Steve Lookner. His YouTube channel is Agenda Free TV. Agenda Free. And he just broadcast the news. And he played a clip from this press conference where they're asking, like, what's up with Trump? And his doctor is like, oh, well, I can't tell you guys this. I can't say that. Da, 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 da. The motherfucker just saying some weird ass shit. He's calling that shit out. And now everybody's attacking him like, oh, motherfucker, you're just biased, and look at this, and you do have an agenda. Look at your ratio. He's like, yo, Steve, guys, that's why he called his shit agenda free. There is no agenda. He has an opinion, and there's a couple of times where I haven't agreed with his opinion. But for the most part, all this dude does is go to major websites, credible websites, and as soon as they post anything, he reads it to you. So you don't have to like start scanning everything to see exactly up to date what these motherfuckers are talking about. And so he sits down all day and scans all the headlines and keeps up with every current event that's going on, and he gives it to us. And motherfuckers are mad at him for fucking relaying them the information that the White House just put out. Like, what the fuck is that?
To know that I'm right. So you don't have to listen to what other people tell me. I know that I'm right, so I don't care if I get 1 million dislikes. I'll know that I said what I said, and you can listen to the reason behind everything I said. I give reasons for my views. Do you? No. Once again, it's another person who attacks me and says I'm wrong or I'm biased. But you know what? They never do. They never give me even one example with compelling reasoning explaining why I'm biased. Never. You'd think in all this time with all these people and all the thumb down and all the dislikes and all the yelling and the screaming, you'd think one of them, after 2 years, would be able to pick out one simple example and be able to explain why that shows I'm biased. They never do it. They never even try. Once in a while they try, and it's a really bad example. But no one's ever done it. You know why? Because I'm not. So you're not going to. Because I tell you the reasons why, for my opinions.
Y'all can't fuck with Steve, yo. He airtight, yo. And like you say, he has his opinions, and he'll let you know his opinions from what the facts are. He'll read you the facts and then tell you his opinion on the facts. He's not going to hide anything from you. And all his sources are public sources. You can read all the same shit, have access to all the same shit he has access to. You already know, like, come on, man. It's too many people. You're around too many people. You do too much traveling. And they say this shit is out there like it is, man. You already know you about to catch this shit. And then they said that he knew he had his test
I haven't
results.
heard about anybody Mr. Misunderstood asking anybody at the Pentagon
Before-
about COVID-19.
before the
I don't know
news
either way
released that
anybody
shit,
has
yo.
on COVID-19. I have no idea.
And they said his,
you know,
his
somebody
press
might have,
secretary has
just
it, and
don't
somebody
release
else
it,
has
you know,
it,
so I
and
don't
now motherfuckers trying not to come to work. They're gonna shut down the government.
I'm sure at any workplace with enough people, somebody's gotten it.
Man, this whole shit crazy.
Our viewer Moongenix Media is concerned about the effects dexamethasone maybe have on the president. Look, we read tweets on the air from, like professors of psychiatry, people who are professors at like medical institutions, who said, it can have psychological side effects, sometimes serious. I haven't heard that it has them frequently, but it can have significant side effects. So it seemed like a reasonable question when the reporter asked Dr. Conley, has he shown any kind of mental side effects? And then Dr. Conley said, no, you've seen his videos, you've seen his tweets, he's back. Referring to 2 videos produced by the White House. And I guess a bunch of tweets in all capital letters. That's the evidence he was citing.
The doctor said that, like, nah, you seen the videos. That's not your medical diagnosis. Just direct us to a video that was produced by the White House, and then somebody already, like, clipped the scene from this shit where it looks like it was edited out where he was coughing. Like, oh, the White House is editing out his coughs. Like, what? What is this shit, man? Trump dying, yo? Don't tell me Trump about to die. Somebody poisoned Trump so Biden can get the
No, I don't buy anyone saying that they're not releasing information for national security reasons. President Trump isn't sitting there in his office saying, man, I would love to tell the American people about my lung scan and what date my first test was and what medication I'm on, but it'll just compromise national security. Guys, I'm sorry, this sucks. President, I don't think President Trump's there so angry. He's like, oh, can you imagine President Trump in the White House? Oh, I'm so angry. I just want to tell the American people. This stinks. I really want to just share with the American people my lung scans and what medications I'm on. But I just can't. I just can't because it's gonna hurt national security. I can't do it.
Yeah. So what is the spin on this thing? But then what somebody else said was just for him. They said this is a way for Trump to dominate the media up until the election point because everybody's worried about the current president. He's ill. Does he have COVID? Does he not have COVID? Is it real? Is it a hoax? And all the news media outlets are talking about this. And any kind of publicity is still good publicity because we're talking about Trump and not Biden and Kamala Harris. So this is the spin, Oh, he's sick from COVID, and then the doctors actually treat him with this drug and that drug, and they figured out that it works, and he recovers faster, and he comes out of this thing, stronger than before. And it's like, he just hogged all the media and attention for like a week or so, 2 weeks. Just everybody focus on me. You know how crazy that shit is? Nobody ain't worrying about Biden ass at all right now. I think this is the fucking spin. He's gonna come out of this shit just fine. Oh, I'm alright. I don't want to be in the hospital anymore. I want to go home. I'm feeling better. And then his doctor's saying, well, you've seen the video. You've seen the tweets. He's back. It's a very, very, very odd situation here. This motherfucker is just a legit media whore right now, yo. Stealing all the fucking airtime. I mean, we're talking about him. It's crazy.
The good of the country, I cannot share with the people my lung scans. People keep saying that. I mean, but think about it. It's just absurd what you're saying.
It's national security. What's national security? Because if he's in bad health,
Ridiculous.
oh, somebody's gonna invade the country. Trump is sick.
Thanks,
China's
Robert
gonna invade.
McClung. Thank you, Robert McClung, for your support. Much appreciated. Thank you, Robert. Thank you also, Eagle. Eagle and Phil Rivet. Thank you, Eagle and Phil Rivet. Eagle says, please wear a mask. I agree. Oh, I see. Question mark says, this is what happens to a person when when all they consume is mass media. So I guess what you're saying is what happens to a person when all they consume is mass media is they become unbiased and they base their opinions about things based on just good arguments and evidence and facts. I guess that's what you're saying happens when you consume all mass media? Interesting.
Interesting.
Thank you also, Gary Busey, AC and OKC. Patrick Davis, thank you, Patrick Davis. HDHD Support Talk, Gary Busey.
Not
AC.
Gary Busey, the actor.
AC says, my cousin is an ER nurse and said Trump feels great and his mood is due to steroids, but once they wear off, he'll be feeling terrible, most likely. I have no idea. I certainly can't draw any conclusions from that the doctor, because I find him utterly untrustworthy for reasons I have explained amply before. Thanks, Paula Faust, as well. I kind of want to, like, stay on for the 6:30 thing. I feel like we kind of have to.
All right, I gotta pull up this Zoom meeting. It's only a
Hey,
few
look, the
minutes
president's discharge from Walter Reed was officially added to the White House schedule from Wei Zhejiang.
If I was, I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I was a voting man, I'd vote to keep him in there. Cause I really don't see what Biden is gonna do. And Trump ate his ass up in that fucking debate, yo. That shit was so funny. I mean, so funny. Trump ate his ass the fuck up. Look, Joe. Look, Joe. You've been in politics for 47 years. What have you done? What have you done for 47 years? Yeah, Trump was too funny, man. Hey, that motherfucker could have been a comedian. I ain't lying, bro. Trump could have been a straight up comedian. Why can't I find a fucking link on here now? Fuck. I should have been doing this shit like 10 minutes ago. I don't know. For some reason, my link won't fucking highlight for me to join the Zoom meeting. Unless... Oh, never mind.
Thanks for helping us. I've never done this, so.
The video at the beginning might be nice only for late joins. No other reason that I can think of besides that. So people aren't missing the conversation. Otherwise, I don't really have preference, I don't think.
So yeah, I'm here to moderate whatever anyone thinks best.
Well, I'm open to suggestions since I haven't done this before.
Dan, I would defer to you from what's going to be not just simpler tech-wise, but less likely to go awry.
Yeah.
That would probably be my number one concern.
Well, we talked about, so we're still doing it where each panelist will play their own video.
Right.
So ideally, hopefully there won't be too many tech issues because it's them sharing screen with the video and letting it go full screen. Whether it's before or after, Tanya may be right, like latecomers coming in, they won't have missed any content, doing it midway through, which is my suggestion. If there's technical issues, it may slow it down, but I don't think either placement is better or worse.
I don't quite know what the planning process has been, or I don't know what's feasible, Dan, but would it make more sense, would it be easier if everyone had their videos sent to you and then we put them in one?
We can do that. We're talking Friday, yeah. So we have time to get them to me. Because I'll be co-hosting, right?
I don't want to add more work to your plate.
This is the other problem is I thought we had a bigger webinar package. I have to check to see if Dan can even do. In fact, I should practice that now. I'm gonna make you a co-host, Dan. I guess you can only make. You know Travis Prince? I want to make sure he's one of our.
We met a few times with Black Screen.
Yes.
I know, it's small bubble. You're a co-host now. Oh,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it just popped up.
So, I don't know if. Well, Dan should be able to screen share his own stuff. You just can't screen share for others.
Yeah. It would just be easier to streamline the process for one person sharing the content in one universal file than trying to have me share and then Travis share and then Barbara share, and then that sort of stuff I think can start getting messy.
I would 100% agree that no more than one person is sharing the screen if possible.
All right.
Dan, are you okay with that? Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to So Travis, you're one of our panelists.
Yes.
So maybe you could send me the 2-minute presentation.
If you want, they can just all send them to me.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Then you don't have to.
Well, I actually just put together a Google slide with
That's fine.
and my slide actually has photographs and videos embedded in it. So that's what I wanted to ask too. So the video files that are in the slideshow, would you want me to take them out and send them to you, or could I just send you?
Oh no, just your whole presentation.
Yeah, send the whole
trying to
presentation.
determine if it would be easier if you shared it and then let's say Chris was a panel, he shared it. But we seem to think it's easier if you send
Just
it to
one
Dan.
person. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so mine is a bit lengthy. I was going to ask for suggestions on what would be the strongest material to keep in and what could we edit out.
Do you have it available? Now, or do you send it to us? We can. You don't have to do it. I didn't know what you meant, so we can look at it later. How long is it?
I didn't let it play through all the way yet, so even if it plays through, it'll still be less than 2 minutes probably. I'm not sure how to do it.
I thought you meant it's 10 minutes.
No.
Me too.
We said 1 to 2, even 3 if we creep into it. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. So I'll send it over to you so you can.
Okay, so that's good. So if Dan is a co-host, he can basically half need him here for moral support. He's been very good at helping me outline this, but so we'll have Steve Warner start, and I since you can as a co-host live stream, Dan, I'll start the live streaming.
Okay.
I guess we'll have to spotlight. Let me see if I can spotlight.
Well, I was going to ask is Steve sitting in on the actual?
No, and that's what I have to figure out because I have to include him as a panelist.
Or you're using Restream, aren't you?
Yeah, I can go live. Yeah.
Well, so if
you send him the Restream invite, one of your video people, and then this entire panelist setup is another one. So just have Steve only in Restream.
Oh, I can do that?
Yeah, because if you're going from Restream, Steve could be playing. So like we were doing.
Oh, that's the problem. Zoom is my Is that what you mean? So like.
Well, no. So when you go into Restream, you have the ability to have come in just like you do StreamYard, right?
Right.
So one guest is going to be the link from Zoom.
Right.
That will be this panel. Steve can be a second guest. Just only have Steve highlighted so that even though we're doing whatever in the back end of Zoom, the only thing people are seeing is Steve from Restream. And then you just turn him off on Restream, turn on the link for Zoom, and now we're the only thing that people see.
Oh, wow. I might have, okay. I didn't know that. So I'll might get with you.
Yeah, no worries. Yep.
Time. That's good to know. You all know the flow we discussed. So yeah, Steve Warner, hand pan will play. Then we will switch to, I was thinking, should both of us pop up? Like, should we be, I wonder, I don't know if you can highlight more than one panelist at a time. Because like if the panel's up, can I just go to like myself and Connor? Does that matter? I guess it doesn't matter. Am I overthinking this? But we would
have to fine if everyone's up at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, Dan, I don't like, not that I care if you're there, but are you like, how does it work in other webinars? Is the tech person just also sitting there? I mean, I don't
usually just not, my camera's not on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I sound idiot. I just have to.
No, that's fine.
Then, can you go ahead? Can you see if you can make I want to see if the co-host like maybe. I guess we don't need to spotlight then Connor. Like if Connor's introducing people, he'll just be introducing. Okay.
The stream, yeah, like Dan would just be like that.
Okay.
As long as we acknowledge and give him credit at some point.
Oh yeah.
No need.
What is it going to look like? Is it going to be like a gallery view of like? Is it going to be like the Muppet windows for the stream? Okay.
Unless is there something more creative? I want to keep it
not,
simple.
So I'm not as familiar with. I use Zoom a lot for meetings like this and stuff. I've actually never managed public-facing Zoom before.
Okay.
I use StreamYard, or like I use StreamYard for everything. So in that format, it's really easy to like pick and choose. Like it would just be you, like you could just be you, Maureen, and then you bring me on, and then you go away, and then I bring the panelists on. I'm sure there's a capability, but how to do it in this format, I'm not aware.
I'm going through now because I usually am running it from.
Well, and we discussed maybe next year I'll switch to StreamYard, but since I have Zoom right now, I figured we'll just use that. I guess that's what I was asking before. Like if I was just on the screen saying, well, I could spotlight myself, like.
As the host, I think, yeah, you can like.
Yeah, and Dan is and I could spotlight you, Connor. That's the way. That's why I was saying to Dan.
Sure. I don't think I have the ability even in the co-host.
Let's just spotlight. They want you to buy that license.
No, they're pushing for it.
That's okay. I mean, I think I can spotlight myself. Dan, you're almost here in a consulting role. I know a lot of this isn't like, it's just really helped me having someone else.
Nope, I can't spotlight individuals. So.
That's okay. We're going to be doing it that much and I can do it. So if I wanted to spotlight Connor, I guess I was just asking from a flow standpoint, does it?
Well, that's up to you, because
oh wait, you can spotlight or you can't?
So like if Connor's going through and introducing, as long as I know the order of who he's introducing, Connor can continue to talk, and then I can just bring the individual up so that they can be seen, so that as he's going through.
And I understand when you spotlight someone, when you like highlight and spotlight someone, if I'm talking, let's say I'm asking them the next question, will it stay on that person?
Yeah, they're spotlighted. So if you are having a one-on-one with Tanya really quickly back and forth, you two can be talking, and you're still small. She's spotlighted for everyone else.
Got it.
Yeah, and so ideally, as the moderator, Connor, if you just announce who your question is for,
Okay.
I can go through, and then if just a random dialogue starts, we can just unspotlight and let the panelists be seen, or if I can keep up, I can switch through them. So it's the same as doing live TV.
So, like, if Travis is answering like, Connor, are you directing certain questions towards people or going down the line?
I was going to ask you, do you want this to be, would you rather do, let's say Tanya was a panelist, would you rather that I did all my I took however long I have, that was my question, was like, what are my time chunks? Would you rather that I asked, like, Tanya, Travis, Dan, Chris, like, the same question, and we stayed on one question as a group? Or would you rather that it was, like, I went through all my questions with Travis and then moved on to the next person? What would you prefer?
I think moving on, you guys.
Yeah, like more like dynamic conversation.
Yeah.
So
It would be
maybe
more
you ask
organic.
Travis a question, he answers, and because he said so much about that topic, you ask me something different. So
Right. I don't necessarily think that everyone has to get asked.
No, yeah, because we only have like approximately an hour.
But also jumping around.
And I know, like, I noted in my email, like, some questions, like, we were thinking of Barbara when she was referring especially to develop, like, her increased audience, but dealing with not having to. So, yeah.
Maureen, if there's no particular order, as long as we can give Dan what my initial, like, dynamic order is, I'll take a look at everyone's bios again, and I'll, I mean, and Travis, since you're here and you're a panelist, if there's like a topic or area in particular that you really wanted to hone in on, like I can base questions around, based on their background and their area of expertise, like certain questions would make more sense for certain people, kind of thing. So I can do that. So is there a particular order you wanted to go in, Maureen?
I just, for press, was going alphabetical, but does anybody have a thought? Does that matter? Like, I mean, if you want, I guess, to introduce people. Preference.
Alphabetical's fine. I mean, the nice thing about alphabetical is you can say it's alphabetical. It's alphabetical.
One person is not that. Yeah, I don't know. I never know how to. Do you have a thought, Tanya, or do we want to go by different disciplines? But actually, Sophie and because we only have one musician. Right, so do we? I guess it doesn't matter.
Everyone seem to come from a wide variety of artistic background mediums. So unless there's a And we're saying we're going to do everyone's presentations at their video, like when I'm talking to them, or we're saying do all those together at once?
That's a good question. Do we want everybody? I think when Dan and I talked, maybe, or was it the committee? I can't even remember. Connor, do you introduce people briefly?
Okay.
Or do you think that, I can't remember now, or did we say that people will introduce themselves? But the video is like an introduction.
I guess it kind of would help to know what each person's putting in their video. Are they saying something about themselves already? Do we want to ask them to say, this is Nicole, I'm the executive director of blah, 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 our project was, and then the 2-minute
Right, I guess that, yeah.
Right.
So
then Connor doesn't have to necessarily do an intro per se. The videos are the intro. He could just add in the comments.
So Travis, for example, your Google presentation, what does it primarily, like, in a nutshell, focus on?
Well, I was under the assumption that we were going to discuss, things that have helped us maintain throughout this COVID pandemic. So I just, most of the events and projects that I've worked on, I've just sectioned them off a little bit, like Black Scranton's Juneteenth Jubilee event that, we still carried out throughout the pandemic, and it was still pretty safe and eventful.
Mm-hmm.
And then after
stuff like that, I think it's okay to, like, if everyone's videos and/or presentations are like Travis's, where it's like based around the narrative of what, like, so it's not as much a bio as it is like the work he's been doing, work his organization's been doing, then I could say like a few words about Travis, hello, then his presentation. Then in theory that would be the jumping off point for my specific conversation and questions to him, because it's based on what he just talked about. Do you know what I mean? It would be weird if that that would make the most sense to me, to give everyone a context of, because that also saves the time and energy of me asking like the basic questions of, like, what organization are you from? What did you do? It's right there, and then we can highlight the more detailed, interesting conversations within that. Sense to me. Dan, does that make sense from a tech perspective? Is that going to be a nightmare?
No, I think it'll be fine. So I think this gets back to the structure. So ideally, Connor's going to come on and sort of roundtable introduce everyone really quickly, but then so how's it? Look, I think otherwise, if you don't at least name everyone, not maybe go into all of their information. Today we have with us Travis and Chris and Tanya and Maureen and Dan. And first up, we're going to talk with Tanya, and Tanya does da-da-da-da. Here's her video. You see the video, and then afterwards, you can have a one-on-one with Tanya for 5-7 minutes.
Right, I completely.
Next person. And then that way, each person and Connor are just sort of having a quick conversation. They get through the video, what they're talking about, and then after that, open it up to a bigger discussion that can be a little more fluid and just sort of go from there.
I like that.
Is this so Connor's going to go around like the 6 panelists?
No, I would literally just, to Dan said, I would just do a quick, like literally, like, and we have so-and-so from blah, blah, blah organization, and so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so.
Okay.
I'm first going to check in, I'm first going to touch with Tanya from Lackawanna Reserve Moral Society.
Okay.
Tanya, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Great. Let's show her video presentation or whatever. Boom.
And then that's Dan's cue. I have to see if he can't. I think he can share video. Yeah, it'll be essentially his videos.
I will always like. I mean, Dan knows I can go on for a while. I will always sort of give an early cue of like, great. Well, we're going to show a quick presentation from Tanya now in a second, and blah 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 blah. Like at no point am I going to be like, and now we're going to play the video now, and like expect the results. Like there'll always be a lead in.
And it's okay to cut people off, as you know, because it's going to go by fast. We have 5 people.
Maureen, would it be possible for you or Chris in the private chat function? Because the chat function, we can only see the chat, right? The public can't see it.
I don't know what I have it set to.
I think the public can.
Public can see chat unless they send messages directly to you.
Right.
So you can send to everyone, or you can send to just the panelists. You can actually message the whole panel group.
Right. If Maureen, whether it's that or you wanted to do Messenger separately, because I'll always have my phone off screen, if someone could help me be a bit of a timekeeper, like, even if it's literally just like, Connor, you and Tanya have been talking too long, can you please move on? So, like, something just to be like...
Shut up! Wait, what do you want to say?
I'll try to ensure that it's no more than 5 or so minutes per person, but... if let's say I'm talking to Tanya or Travis or Barbara, a really interesting conversation, I may get wrapped up and not realize, like, oh my God, we've been talking for. And are we assuming that? Maureen, was there like a cap on people's presentations and videos?
I was trying to be really strict, 1 to 2. Like I said.
Okay, perfect. So it's 1 to 2. Let's say everyone's 2 minutes. That's 10 minutes total.
Yeah,
that still gives us 50 minutes. Let's say 45 with like chit chat. Yeah, that gives 40 minutes of. So theoretically, if everyone's video is 2 minutes, so that's, let's say, 10 minutes from the total, 5 for chit chat or whatever. Oh, is that counting Steve or not count Steve?
Steve's before we start.
Yeah, Steve, I was gonna say when I say welcome, thank you.
So Steve, are we counting? We're not counting Steve towards.
No, he'll stop right at 11-ish.
Okay.
I'm having it start early because that's the way we did it in person. There'd always be music playing as people walked in. So it's kind of like the virtual version of that.
In theory, if I kept everyone to a 5 to 6 minute range, plus their videos and idle chit chat, that still leaves a good 15 minutes for group conversation and and blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine.
So then what I think I'm going to do then is, so we'll start off with Connor briefly just naming everyone who's going to be a part of it, and then whoever he's going to kick it off with first, he'll cue me for the video, I'll start the video, and then I'm going to spotlight the guest. Here, Connor, you will only see the guest while Connor is having that conversation, and then when that wraps up, I will spotlight Connor, or I'll just move to the next guest either way. But then I'll just move down the line that way. So as long as I have the order of guests, I'll know which videos to play. But technically, the majority of the time, all we're going to see is whoever the guest is. What Connor's talking with is who we will see while that's happening. And again, the small videos are still up, so you can still see Connor, but we'll put the focus in spotlight, literally, on who we're guessing.
If everyone's okay with it, and you were CC'd in those emails with the panelists, I'm totally cool with going in that alphabetical order: Rob, Barbara, Travis, Francis.
Yeah, I think it just makes it easier in remembering. When I welcome everybody, I'll spotlight myself. Thanks, Steve. Advisory committee. And then I'll introduce you, Connor.
Okay, great.
Should I spotlight you, like you were, or just bring you on? I'm trying to think. I guess that's what you're saying with StreamYard. Can you have just two people spotlighted?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
If not, I don't care. I could say introducing Connor. I don't know if you need to. You can kind of introduce. I guess I'm trying to think. How do we introduce you? Like, is it more formal, or do you want me to?
Well, I think if you just introduce everyone, Maureen, and say, I'm going to hand it over to a moderator.
Okay.
And then Connor will introduce himself quickly.
Okay.
Give a quick introduction of each panelist, and then go right into the first person who's going to interview.
Right. And then I would start with, is that Robert?
Yeah, sure.
Rob. Yeah.
And I'm asking the panelists, I'd like if we could, I guess, like, I'll figure out with Dan how to do Steve, but it would be nice. And I'll jump on. I don't know. Do you think it's worth it, or is that too early to have people jump on at 10:30? Do you want to, I know, do a practice run, or just make sure everybody's video? Well, Dan will have the video.
Yeah, I'll have all the video.
I think we don't
have other videos and stuff, and honest to God, and we keep everyone else muted when they're not talking, when it's not doing conversation. If that's all in Dan's power or the host power in theory, there's really not much to like.
Well, I can just have you come on by 10:45 maybe.
That's the time I was planning on signing in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was thinking we had to test some stuff, but I think we.
Since I'm the one panelist here right now, Dan, could you pull up my slide from your from the email and share it and see how that works, and see if this is what you guys had in mind, or do I need to, like, I don't know. You said a 1 to 2 minute video. Could it be an entire video without the slideshow, or?
It could be it could be anything. It could be, yeah, if you had 2 minutes of the movie, or it could be, I don't know if people were just showing photographs, so that's why I said slideshow. Like, as long as it's 2 minutes, you know,
okay.
Right? I mean, it could be what?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Travis, can you send permission? My Google Docs hates me right now.
I'm sorry, what you said?
You sent me, I just sent you an email asking for permission to the slideshow.
Like to see it. Advanced showing.
I know. Travis, I'm so glad. It's nice to have it. Francesca was going to come, but she had to drop out, so it's nice to have at least one panelist with us.
How do I give you permission?
My introduction will be brief. I'm just going to say, sad we can't have the in-person, but we're happy to have the virtual, and maybe we have people watching from all over, so blah, blah, blah. Then I'll introduce you.
Cool. And Maureen and Tanya and Chris and, I mean, everyone, especially those of you that are on the committee and staff, did you want me to talk about Fringe Underclass or no? Because I'm really okay with either answer. There's no wrong answer to that question.
That's why Tanya suggested.
Yeah. Tanya, did you imagine when that would be applicable? I don't want to take time away from the panelists, but nor do I want to, like, seem like I'm bragging about this.
Right, but I think it's useful for context in the beginning when you introduce yourself, like, I'm Connor, I'm the executive director of Scranton Fringe.
Right.
And someone who recently had to, change up our plan because of blah, blah, blah. I understand where these people are coming from, and you can just throw in a little bit about. Okay. And you know what? Well, now, of course, here I'm about to complicate things. I was going to say, even if you just had an image of one of the storefronts, maybe that you popped up, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
I was literally going to turn off my camera. Yeah, I've got some.
Don't you leave here.
I think the problem with
our photographer and videographer for the whole weekend, so he has tons of great stuff to do.
How much do you think you want to give to? What do you think, Tanya? Like,
I was thinking with Tanya, it was saying that it would literally show while I was talking, so we wouldn't have to like.
Yeah, it's not like a slide, but just I'm Connor, blah blah. I've done this too.
It would take me no less than 2 minutes, Maureen, to start production, and then I'll immediately move on.
No, I think because we live in this flat screen world now, the more visuals we can have is just going to make it more interesting. So I think people would be curious to see that.
That's great. Are we ready to look at Travis's?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wow.
I like the colors. Here's something else. Sorry.
Are you talking over this, Travis, or is it just the photos?
It was just the photos, and I thought if a conversation, I could
while
actually
he's
give a
showing it,
conversation, over it, and just kind of describe the slides and the events. Now that's a video that I embedded. It's only a few seconds long, so, and this is the actual event day itself, and so a really big crowd. We had a lot of people out there.
Travis, I'm sorry, I misunderstood your question. I don't have a problem if you just want to narrate it. I didn't know what you meant. So you mean, I think you could talk. That's fine if you just want to talk. As long as, like I said, we just keep it to the 2 minute. But yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like the videos I embedded, like I think there's so many photographs that we could kind of skip the videos, or I could edit the thing and do a narration over it. I think I could probably do that.
If you have time, you guys think? Do you think it'd be better if he had just the narration embedded in? I don't know how other people are doing it, so I assume people, if they had narration, to be in it, but I'm not opposed to other ways. Oh, that's cool. I like that ECTV.
Travis, if you have time to like re-edit it and narrate over it, that's fabulous. Or if you want, I can just specifically ask you questions like, I'd ask you about Juneteenth first and Black Scranton Project, and then once your ECTV show image came up, I could and you also have a talk show with artists in the region. Can you tell me a little bit about that? And then you can just go off and talk about whatever you want. Whatever's easier at this point. If you have time this week to re-edit, great. If you don't, that's okay too.
And I'd almost argue that might work easier than having to re-edit it. Because that way during the video, I don't have to worry about playing the audio. Because the video is 25. Which now the audio is on. It's hidden right here, so and so if it's starts with Black Scranton, one question, couple with an answer about Black Scranton.
And Dan, are you controlling the rate that it's moving at, or is that?
Yeah.
I think that was initially why we thought it'd be easier if people screen shared, because the pacing, but I think I see the value now in maybe just having him do it, even if it's not perfect.
And that way I can also keep it to 2 minutes or less.
That's true.
Be like, oh man, we got 3 more slides to go.
And so
I think I like that. Okay, so I think we're fine then, Travis.
Okay. Then there's the roundtable discussion, talk show, and I just did that because that's an entire episode, so I really wouldn't let.
No, I wanted to. I know I listed you as Black Scranton board because everybody, but I want you can talk about your as an individual artist too.
Because again, because I'm coming from the comments, so this is perfect as well, because this can just play while Connor asks you one question about.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And then once you wrap that up.
Travis, have you been recording new episodes post-COVID, or were all your episodes recorded before the pandemic?
No, we've actually been recording post-COVID. So,
that gives me a question to talk about with you once we're on the air. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Art of the State, I absolutely want to make sure we talk about that. Okay.
So, Art of the State, ECTV, and if we dropped Juneteenth, is there anything else you would want to keep? Because you have a lot in here.
Yeah, and that's right. That's the end segment. The product development is a cool thing that I've been working on recently, and it's almost coming to fruition. I actually contacted the production company today, and they said I should have my product in a week or so.
Dan, I'm confident though, since we're going to be talking during this, which will be the part of our. it'll be instead of thinking about it that we had the 2 minutes of video and presentation and 5 minutes of conversation.
Maybe 7 minutes.
Since we're combining them, it's like it's a 7-minute long conversation which just happens to have some visual elements in the background. Yeah.
Perfect. Right.
Well, we have the luxury of having Travis, which is nice, but I don't have the other panel. So I'm just, should I find out?
And that's the thing too. I think the panelists, our presentations should be somewhat uniform.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted you guys to see mine and see if there's anything I could change to streamline it, to make it easier to work with.
I'd argue that I don't know if they need to be uniform because each artist is bringing a different form of art.
This is true.
And so like this is you, as opposed to if someone else just has a 2-minute video that sums up really what it is.
That's what I'm thinking. Sophie Till, who's a violinist. I don't know if she's just going to play a video, you know.
To Travis's point, though, I agree with you, Dan. I don't think it has to be uniform, but I do like this style of like, I'm giving him a few questions and he's allowed to free-form talk while it's showing. If that, not that they have to look the same, but maybe that consistency would be cool. Because again, it only gives us more time with the panelists. From a production standpoint. So Maureen, if we can get those to Dan, and Dan, if you just share that file with me at minimum, like the night before at least.
Yeah, I was gonna try to get it by.
I can go through. I would try to say by Wednesday if possible, but if not,
I'll say that, and then I'll try to push them and say it doesn't have to be complicated, but you'd like me to relay that. Maybe instead of just like if Sophie just played 2 minutes of her string project, we'd like.
I mean, I understand if she needs us to hear her medium to understand, that's okay too. But it would be, you know, if she has a presentation, let's say, but only a minute of it is a video.
Right.
It would be nice to be able to talk to her for the other minutes. So
okay. Well, maybe I can say if you can do something where you can show a clip of a video, but also have just some other.
Yeah. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the most important thing is I wish they were here because that was nice to run through that quickly with Travis. At the end, just see it beforehand, even if it's the night before. I at least can make my little notes and know like this is where the conversation is going.
This all crept up so fast. I can't believe Friday. So in a perfect world, I would have had that. But
it's okay.
Everything.
Yeah. No, next time I'll know. I think that is an important piece. But we'll just. I'll see if I can get them Wednesday so we at least can see them. And maybe there's.
You emailed them? Since you already emailed about the panelists, you want me to just send them an email for a quick?
Yeah, well, maybe they'll hear from someone else.
Right. The anonymous email will terrify me.
Right. I start to be like white noise. It's Maureen again. Maybe I'll give them a quick call too if I don't hear from them by Wednesday. Okay. I think that's good. So then, blah blah blah, talk, and then so we're gonna go right through to around well, I guess what you were saying, Connor. Technically, in our heads, we were thinking till 11, but a half hour for questions is a lot. So if it spills over, maybe we just.
Yeah.
The whole thing should be over by 12:30 because I don't think people will stay past that.
Oh God, yes.
Do you think we should try to end earlier? Like, just go.
Well, if we're you're saying that Steve, Steve starts at 11 a.m. right? Or you're saying starts at 10:30?
Well, quarter of. I don't know if I'm going to have him play at the end because I think people are just going to hit leave.
If we start at 11, I'd see a reason that we can't aim to be over at noon. And then if I know that, and if we have a little bit of extra time, maybe we'll spill over 5-10 minutes tops.
Okay.
There's no reason this has to go past 12 to 10.
I just put 12:30 because I think it will go a little past noon, and I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's always better to under promise, over deliver in that respect.
But that we don't have the networking part. That's the not fun part when people use.
And then, so Maureen, at the very end, once I feel that we're reaching, whether I've been given the warning or I just think we're after 12 and we've reached a good point, I'm just going to pass it back over to you. So Dan, the last thing would be to, I guess, spotlight Maureen when we're done. And then I'll just say,
I'll thank everybody.
Grateful to have, to do this. I want to thank all the panelists. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to pass it back over to Lackawanna County Arts and Culture Deputy Director Maureen McQuiggan. Thanks so much. And I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, that's perfect. I like that.
Okay. Is there, Maureen, and Tanya and Chris, if there's any, I know that you're going to do your opening remarks, Mark, but I know that sometimes it helps to have multiple voices reinforce something. If there's a particular, thank you lists or a particular...
Okay.
If there's anything you want me to plug, basically.
That's a good idea. Maybe it never hurts to thank our committee again. And
sure, yeah. And sometimes it's nice just, I mean, you could, sometimes, you know, it doesn't hurt. I mean, I will thank the commissioners at some point.
Yeah, I was going to say, this climate, we're lucky to have their support.
Right.
So, I think good.
Sure, yeah. Just whatever, just send it to me in an email.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I think, again, because we're in the virtual world, there's, you know, there's no caterer. I can't think, you know. So,
you know, Dan from Park Multimedia, if we can.
Right.
Dan, if you want to get a slide up on the screen, you're in control.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. We should.
It'd be really funny, Dan, if you just, like, kept intersplicing it through conversations with no
Right, subliminal.
And it was just subliminal messaging.
Oh yeah, well, you know, my main color is orange, so I'm just
someone mentions, like, anytime someone's talking about, like, oh, and we're developing a podcast, it just comes up on the screen. I can do that.
No, we don't really want to plug you.
Yeah.
Tanya, anything else as a committee member that I forgot, or you think we need to?
No, I think this is good. I think I like this setup. I like the idea of having conversations with people during their little 2-minute thing and after, and then having kind of the full-blown panel discussion at the end. Because then everyone also gets to say what they want to say, right? Like the panelists feel like they've had a worthwhile conversation about what they do.
I think we should email. I could do this, or I could type like these, get like flow for the panels. I don't want to confuse them either. You're just going to collect the video. You're going to tell them about a slide, whatever we're calling it, presentation.
Yeah, if you want to send us a quick email, just send them a quick email and just let them know that they'll each get 7 minutes. The first 2 of which will be the video and some questions from Connor, and it's just going to be a 7-minute conversation.
Okay, and then you're going to follow up with them for the video.
Yep, I'm sending that email right now. Yep.
Okay. That's good, just to give them an idea of how it's going to go. Okay, I think that was it. I think that's everything. I really appreciate it. It was nice to have this many people so we could kind of see how it would look.
Definitely.
Spotlighting people, but okay. Appreciate it.
Oh, and we're logging in 15 minutes early.
I don't know. In my one email, I'm going to write another one and say scratch that. I think 15 minutes is fine, just in case we have some kind of. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys on Friday.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
All right.
And Maureen, let me know when you want to practice on Restream.
So that was pretty easy. We did a trial run for our Arts Engage virtual brunch that we're gonna do. Oh shit! Oh, I turned everything off. We're gonna do this Friday at 11, and it's a virtual panel of artists, and we're just gonna talk about like what we've been doing to survive the pandemic. How have we been innovative? Are there any things that we've learned during this pandemic that we will probably keep with us throughout the future and things like that? So, and I know most of these people here, and there's only a few people on the panel, or the artist panel. These were all the people who are going to be behind the scenes. Connor, he's the moderator. Maureen, she is the actual lady who's setting up everything. Then we had our camera guy in there. Then we had another board director from the Lackawanna County Arts Association, and then myself is like the only panelist, the only artist that was in the group just now. So I'm happy I really did join the trial run and let them see my presentation to make sure my shit was okay, because I was kind of doubtful, like, am I doing this shit right? Am I putting together something that's good enough for a presentation at all? And so they said it, they saw it, they said it was cool, it'll work. And so Friday we'll do the real thing. It'll be broadcast live on their media sites, and it's a paid gig. That's the best thing about it. What? I can't believe I'm to the point where I get paid to talk about art, yo. That's all I have to do. I'm gonna sit there. Well, I had to put together a Google slide, which was so hard. It was so hard for me to copy and paste pictures and videos from Facebook. Oh my God, the torture. I don't want to do it anymore. And that's all I had to do. Put together a Google slideshow. And then I just sit down and talk about my Google slideshow. And they're gonna pay me for that shit. It's amazing. It's unbelievable almost. I kid you not. I kid you not. I cannot hardly believe this shit sometimes. Travis, yes? You want to talk about art? I love talking about art. Well, come over here and talk about art. We'll pay you for it. I get to talk about art and get paid? Well, I'll be damned. I'll be a monkey's uncle. You know? That shit is amazing. I cannot believe it. But it's true. You guys just saw it, man. You saw it with your own ojos. That shit is true, man. I get paid for talking about art. This been sitting up here for a minute. And it got some shit floating around in it. Not gonna finish drinking that. Alright. I painted a little bit. A very little bit. I'm gonna paint a little bit more before I get out the studio. What time is it? Because I can paint. Probably paint about 7 something. Because I cooked 3 dinners last night, so I ain't gotta cook tonight, yo. I did some meal prepping. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I cooked some baked chicken, right? That shit is delicious. And with baked, that's all you had. That's all I did was bake 2 big ass chicken breasts, season them shits all nice, put a little white wine in that shit. So what I plan on doing with that is dicing that shit up, putting it over a nice ass salad. Now you got chicken salad. And then I cooked some salmon, rice, and broccoli and asparagus. And then I made some taco shit, yo. So I'm good. I ain't trying to cook tonight. Matter of fact, I might go heat up some tacos in a minute. You know, it might be a taco night. I'm about to take a bathroom break real quick. Be right back, guys. Anybody was able to order a PS5 yet? No? Nobody else ain't got no PS5s? I hate this fucking speaker, yo. This Bluetooth kills me every time. It just turns off when it wants to. You know what I'm saying? That shit just cut off when it wants to.
TV camera in front of the double doors of the Walter Medical Center building, so I guess that's what they showed.
Hoosier Minority says, how many Secret Service agents you think have it? I don't know how many might have gotten it. Some might have. I think in any workplace where you have a bunch of people, some people will get it pretty much. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, because they've been around the country, so I do not know.
Try to work on this shirt a little more. Oh, dropped my phone. Turn the big light back on.
No, Susie Ken, I can't like steal a news stream's feed and put it on my feed. So what I'd recommend is you can open up another window and find a feed of it showing. I'll describe what I see to you, but I can't just steal their stream. Gary Busey says U.S. Secret Service is not allowed to announce that they tested positive, I believe. Casey says MSNBC had shot of Chopper. Castro, there's no real... Melania Trump posted this earlier today saying she was feeling well, but there's no real detailed update about her that we've got. We might never get one. I mean, anyone who has this, Hope Hicks or anybody, it's up to them whether they want to reveal, stuff about themselves. Andy Get Your Gun says, interesting news day. And remember, I think there's this tendency to think, okay, well, he goes back to the hospital, story's over. No, story is not over. The outbreak continues. President Trump still has the virus. I hope he doesn't have serious symptoms after today, but we'll have to see what happens. Hey, thanks. Contao Creek is moderating right now, and Mark Helton. Much appreciated, and Havasu, Mom. Thank you. Appreciate all the moderators. Sharon and Craig is there. I know Linda Belk has been in there moderating. Thank you.
All right.
But this is one of these, also our Twitch moderators. Thank you. Riff Track, Skip Fu, sort of. Wonderful. Idaho Star. Our Facebook mods. Ann Remington, Denise Fredrickson, Kimberly Peterson, Courtney Lane, Shay Turner, Joe Serino, Dan Lindquist, Josh Tompkins. Thank you. Big thanks. All the mods are volunteers. They are fantastic. Now, hold on a second here. And thanks you guys for thanking the moderators. So I'm seeing they're just showing on, I'm sure some of you are watching it, they're showing a shot on TV of just like a wide shot of the hospital with the helicopter sitting out there. Let me try to do, hold on a second. I can see, yeah, just like the helicopter is waiting there. Oh, here's a shot of Marine One landing from Tom Fitzgerald. That was a few minutes ago.
Not Air Force One, but Marine One, the president's private chopper. All right, all right. I need some more white paint. White lines.
Are the blades turning? No, I didn't. When I just saw the helicopter, it was just the helicopter was just sitting there. It's been there for a little while. Landed a little while ago. Oh, here, look, guys. Abby Phillips says the White House pool reports aides began installing lights outside of entrance to Walter Reed, presumably preparing for Trump to make a dramatic exit.
A dramatic exit. Let's put these lights out here so the president doesn't trip over anything.
That is from Abby Phillips.
We'll take you out as soon as it gets dark, Mr. President. I don't want to fucking trip and fall. Put some lights out there.
Cynthia, I'm assuming the pilot would be wearing like PPE.
It's going to make for a really beautiful
I assume
shot.
everybody involved in the transportation will be wearing PPE because he's President Trump has COVID.
Or so they say.
Well, let me make this picture bigger. So I don't know where the lights. Oh, that's a light right there. See, that right there is not a that's a temporary light right there. That's a guy holding a light. These are permanent lights. That's a temporary one. Angie says lights, camera, action.
Mm-hmm.
Valiant says movie time.
Mm-hmm. It's going to make a beautiful shot, Mr. President. It's going to be the headlines everywhere. Trump survives COVID. Beats it faster than anyone else.
Ben says chopper shut down now.
I handled COVID the best out of everyone.
6 minutes left.
Even though I'm a senior citizen.
Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, just be aware on Facebook, it's probably if you're watching on Facebook, the broadcast is probably going to stop in 15 minutes because we're going to hit 8 hours. If it does, I will just restart the broadcast, but it'll be a new Facebook stream. So I apologize. It's just there's nothing I can do about it.
Facebook has an 8-hour stream limit. I didn't know that.
Stream might automatically end after 8 hours in 15 minutes. If so, I will start a new stream. Thank you, Kathleen Roney, for the stars. It's very kind of you, Kathleen Roney. Thank you. And Sean Keating, and Cassie Hossein, and Pam Turner. Thank you very much. Oh, I should see if is anybody on Snap Maps posting Snapchats from the area? Let's see.
This dude's on Snapchat?
Bethesda, Maryland.
I thought Bethesda was in Virginia.
Let's see. That was 5 hours ago. I'm not seeing many Snap Maps from Walter Reed. Those are from 1 day ago. Not many Snapchat posts. Okay, I tried. Peter Shansel says, I hope they have stage lighting.
I hope they have stage lighting. Gotta make it look dramatic. You want your exit from the hospital to be the most cinematic exit of any president of any building in history. You seen that? You seen how I left the hospital? Because I'm a winner. And I'm great again.
So right now, if you turn it on like a news channel, you'll see the shot of the 2 doors.
And they're just...
President Trump's going to come out from.
They're just... got the camera ready, positioned at the 2 doors. This is crazy, yeah?
Here it is, right here. Right here. Mark Knoller says, awaiting President Trump's departure from Walter Reed. Vivian Yurden says they have shut down the street in front of the hospital.
Mm.
Oh, did President Trump tweet, "I'll be back on the trail"?
On the
One of our
campaign
viewers
trail?
said that. Oh, great. Yay, great. He only knows one way to do things. It hasn't. If you're asking if he was going to change, there you go. Oh, and the polls are fake. The polls are fake. It's only the fake polls. There you go. So, President Trump says he'll be back on the campaign trail soon. I don't know when that'll be.
Yo, Trump is a bully. You're not stopping this dude. You're not stopping this dude. I like his tenacity. I can't even lie, yo. I cannot lie. This motherfucker is a straight bulldog.
I hope he waits until he doesn't have the virus anymore to go on the campaign.
Fuck that. Trump going back out. I'm sick. Just keep your distance. I got my mask on and my hydrochloroquine in my back pocket. Just stay back. You, Biden, you know what? You wouldn't even survive COVID. You know, if you caught COVID, it'll take you out. Me, I'm thriving over here. Yo.
Okay, I have not seen any word that he's out. Oh, actually, by the way, if you go to PBS NewsHour, on YouTube, PBS NewsHour on YouTube has a live shot of the door,
just the
double doors. So that's the place you can go to watch a live shot of it. I assume it'll be on the news channels too. Acapulco Trade Rumors, thank you. Acapulco Trade Rumors says, I told you he'd be campaigning next week. No one believed me. I wonder if there'll be a thing where he goes out to campaign and, like, it hasn't been confirmed that he had no virus particles, and it's just never clear whether he is over the virus or not.
Or if he actually had the virus or not. Or was it a false positive?
Hey, NJ says, thank you to our finest military hospital that cares for our military and leaders of any party in the White House. Certainly, agree with you. Andy Get Your Gun says, nothing will stop the tweets, not even COVID. Now, he wasn't tweeting much the last few days, but he started again. Okay. Josh Wingrove, who is with Bloomberg, says the plan is to try and contain Trump, an active COVID patient, in the White House residence, but aides also say basically he's Donald J. Trump, and thus who knows what'll happen, and he may roam to the West Wing.
What the fuck does that mean?
With other people working.
You call his name, but he's Donald J. Trump.
Okay. I am keeping an eye on the PBS NewsHour live stream on YouTube. They are showing the double doors. Bloomberg says all aides that will see Trump over the next few days will be required to be in full personal protective equipment and maintain physical distance from the president. That person said on condition of anonymity. The White House is creating additional room for Trump to work in the residence and avoid heading into the Oval Office, but he may do it. He may go to the Oval Office anyway.
Why? Because fuck COVID. I'm Donald.
G-Spice says, what would satisfy you, that he's over the virus? Well, for one, yes, I don't think he should be going anywhere if he's not over the virus, because he'll be contagious. Two, for both candidates, I don't think they should have any kind of events where people are not social distancing and not masked. That would satisfy me. Meredith B says, I'd file for workers' comp. He's going to wander around wherever he wants and infect everyone.
Everybody's going to catch this shit.
Ghost of Grigor says, probably will be a while before he starts testing negative. Right, and that's very possible, but I don't know. I don't know that he's going to not campaign for that long. I would not be surprised if he just after a few days says, I'm doing events, and it's never really clear whether he's like they'll say, like, have you tested for not having the virus? And they'll say, he feels fine, or I feel fine, and they'll never answer the question. And then he'll go out and do, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be, we'll see. I hope it doesn't happen.
Are you over the virus? I feel fine.
Okay, on TV there's a close-up of the door. You should be able to find it. Hey, again, I apologize. People on Facebook, oh no. People on Facebook. Facebook, the stream's gonna stop. Hey, Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, it's about to hit 8 hours. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm probably gonna have to restart the stream in like 1 minute, because when it hits 8 hours, it automatically stops. It usually does. So again, please on Facebook, if you're watching this, look for the new stream. I will restart a stream. So I will restart Facebook if it stops. I got to restart the Facebook stream. Sorry, let me restart the Facebook stream while we're waiting for the president. Now I got to do this again. This should take about 20 seconds. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Just getting it started here. Okay, do this. Do this. Okay, there's that. Oh, we're almost ready. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay, we're starting the Facebook stream again. Facebook should be good to go now. Yep, all good. Back on Facebook. Hang on a second here. Just trying to let the people on Facebook know that we're on a new stream. All right, so President Trump is going to be leaving the White House
Leaving the hospital.
In any minute now. If you turn on like a news channel, you'll be able to see the double doors in front of one of the Walter Reed Medical Center buildings. We are watching here, and he's going to fly the short flight to the White House. CBS News on Twitter is also showing it. CBS News on Twitter, you can go there for the actual video. Thank you so much, Fabulegs. That's very kind of you, Fabulegs. Really appreciate your support. Thank you, Fabulegs. Thank you. Fabulegs, we will be doing that live stream soon. We will coordinate when to do it. Oh, here's a little update here. So this was from 6:11 p.m. J.M. Rieger. At about 6:11 p.m., staffers began setting up lights outside Walter Reed Tower where President is set to emerge. Oh, he's coming out now. Hold on, he's coming out now. Oh no, I see Secret Service agents are opening the doors right now. So I'm sure a lot of you are watching this. There he is. I see him. He's wearing a mask. He just pumped his fist. He's wearing a mask, okay, as I'm sure many of you are watching. He's walking down the stairs.
Well, why don't you show that shit, Steve? I'm not.
He's walking down the stairway.
Let me see.
Again, they're showing him wearing a mask. There's Secret Service there. And again, sorry I can't show it live, but I don't have, I don't know the footage. He just gave a thumbs up to camera. I wonder if he just posted, he just made a video supposedly, so. He just, before getting into the car, he turned around and gave a thumbs up and did this once, and then that was it.
Where Marine One is ready and waiting for him on a helipad.
So he didn't say anything.
Like a few days ago, it'll be about a 10-minute ride.
He didn't say anything, which I don't think he was expecting to say anything. I'm interested to know, is he going to post, but supposedly he was just making a video, so maybe he's going to post a video on like Twitter or something. Hey, thanks, by the way, Gloria Aviles. It's very nice of you, Gloria Aviles. Thank you. And thank you, RGB, for your support as well. Thank you, RGB. Here's a photo of it. Screenshot. RGB and Gloria Aviles, thank you. So Scott Wong posted that screenshot. There. Then he's now driving over to the helicopter. They're showing the cars driving him over to the helicopter now. Here's another shot of him from Kirsten Aiken. Kirsten Aiken, retweeted by Intelcraft. That's before he got in the car. Oh, Susan, I didn't hear anything from the reporters. I had the volume up a little bit, but I didn't hear what the reporters said. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if it was. Hang on a second here. So it's they're showing right now the cars pulling up next to the helicopter. Oh, here it is. So one of the viewers said this. One of the reporters outside Walter Reed asked Trump, "Do you think you might be a super spreader, Mr. President?" Trump did not answer. It's from Liam Stack. That's what one of our viewers said they heard. Here's something right. Dressed in a suit and tie, President Trump leaves Walter Reed about 72 hours after arriving. "Thank you very much," he tells reporters, ignoring a shouted question about how many of his staffers are now positive. That's from Caitlin Collins. Hey, thank you, Brian R., for your support. Much appreciated, Brian R. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Here's another shot of him when he left the double doors from Mark Knoller. Again, he is at the White House. I believe when the Marine One went to pick him up at the White House, there were journalists saying that you never get to see Marine One live. Whenever you see Marine One take off, you're seeing a delay because they won't show it being taking off live. So I'm assuming it's going to be something similar now. Now he just got out of the car, and he's walking over to the helicopter, and he turned briefly and gave a thumbs up, and he's just getting on the helicopter, and then he waved, and now he's in the helicopter. So the helicopter's going to take off now.
He's on Secret Service, the president in his usual business attire.
Now, just so you know about the helicopter, we read stuff a few days ago saying that the helicopter is preferred for safety reasons. So just for security reasons. Yeah, that's right. I didn't see any of those. And it's common for him to go back and forth on the helicopter, or President to Walter Reed. It's about 8 miles away from the White House. Oh, Hunter Walker is the person who asked the question. Hunter Walker said he asked the question. He was Yahoo. He said, I asked President Trump how many of his staffers are sick and whether he is a super spreader. He ignored me and simply said, thank you very much, everyone. So it was Hunter Walker. Now I'm seeing the helicopter's rotors spinning.
Is that the red? I guess we don't have time. I'm sorry. I apologize. But of course, what I was going to point out.
By the way, here's a shot of him walking out. I'm not going to play the audio, but just in case you missed him walking out, that's a shot of him walking out, Evan McNeil posted. So this is a shot of him. For those of you who missed it, that's him walking out of
treating physician, not wanting to go into specifics about what
Walter Reed.
Scans look like, or some of the other key telltale things that doctors would look at to evaluate COVID-19 patients' condition. We know from our reporting of this disease, it can show one way at one time and then swing violently the other direction with little warning. And again, doctors say they have what they need in the medical facilities of the White House. Dr. John is with us. Dr. John, I'm playing a doctor right there, so to pick up on what I was saying.
And thanks, Kurt Spaziani. Kurt's joking because he made a rude gesture when he answered the bill. I think Kurt was joking. Thank you, Kurt, for your support. Looks like the helicopter's about to take off.
He was getting medications that they used to reserve for patients who are severely ill. So of the medications he's getting, one of them is remdesivir. That's the one that Peter was talking about. It's an antiviral, so they give it to patients early on. So that makes sense to give patients who are mild or moderately sick at that point, because you're trying to fight it off. You're trying to actually actively fight the virus with that medication. The other one are the antibodies they were giving them, the Regeneron antibody cocktail, the monoclonal antibody cocktails they gave them, because that also gives your immune system a boost. So it's trying to actively fight off the virus at that point. But the third one they gave them, and this is the one that raised some red flags, is the dexamethasone. That's a steroid. And per NIH protocol, that should only be given to patients who are on ventilators or who are on supplemental oxygen in the hospital. And they specifically say it is not recommended for patients that are not on a ventilator, not on supplemental oxygen. But other experts are saying, at some point, sometimes, even if they're not at that stage, but they're severely ill, then we'll give them that dexamethasone anyway. But it's definitely reserved for severely ill, not mild or moderate. So I think what we're seeing here is the medication they're giving them is reserved for patients who are sicker than they're telling us he is. And it's important with the steroid because if the steroid is given early on, when they're not that sick, it actually can make the patient worse. And so they're going to be very careful with that. So I think, again, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, isn't necessarily what's going on behind the scenes, Lester. All right, Dr. John Torres, as we watch the Chopper Marine One make its way toward Washington. Let me bring in Hallie Jackson right now. Hallie, as I noted a few minutes ago, he's returning to the White House, but it is not the same place that he left as more COVID cases linked to the White House and Republican Party are popping up. What do we know about
the Republican Party?
Right now?
Well, we know, Lester, the number is 14. That is the cases linked to the White House or to the campaign. That includes the president and the first lady, and it includes the White House press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, who today said that she tested positive for the coronavirus. We've learned today, too, that 2 of her deputies have also tested positive. The White House so far has not said how many West Wing staffers have actually tested positive so far. But I have to tell you, Lester, the White House feels different in more ways than one, right? It is fairly empty in there. It is quieter than I can remember seeing it, not on a weekend when the president's out of town, let's say here, on a weekday where there was a lot of news happening, because many staffers are working from home. Some of them who have perhaps not been directed to quarantine are doing that themselves, choosing to stay away from some of their colleagues. Some have come in. I spoke with one White House official here today. He was wearing a mask. I was wearing a mask outside more than 6 feet. But the question was, why did you still show up to work knowing that this is happening here? The argument from the White House is that they are essential workers, basically. They've been deemed essential to the functioning of government, basically. And there is some work that they feel they have to come into the office to be able to do. So we see the helicopter, Lester, on its way here to where I am on the White House. It'll land on the other side of the building from where I'm standing, on the south lawn. And then the president will head inside. I am told by a source familiar with the plans, and I emphasize the plans, that the president is expected to isolate in the residence. So that's not the West Wing. Now, that could change. Let's say in a few days, if the president is still feeling good, decides he wants to go to the Oval Office, perhaps that could change. But at this moment, that is the expectation, that the president will be in the residence. As we've been talking about, and as Dr. John referenced a moment ago, the president coming home to the White House is not like me going home to my house in Washington, or you going home to your house where you are. It is a very different experience. He will have 24/7 medical care. He has access to a full medical suite. This is fairly advanced. It is not a hospital, right? The White House is simply not a hospital, but it does have a level of care that pretty much any other American does not have access to. The question of how long the president will need to isolate once he gets back here, right? That is another question here, and we got some insight into that from the president's physician today. Now, typically, the CDC guidelines suggest 10 days for a patient from the start of the onset of symptoms. Dr. Conley said we'll be checking, the physicians will be checking the president's viral load. They need to make sure that he is not carrying a viral load. In English, that he is not contagious. That's kind of the point of this. That could happen maybe a little before those 10 days, maybe a little after. We know that the president is eager not just to get out of Walter Reed, to get out of the hospital, Lester. I spoke with one source tonight who said he is feeling cooped up and he's ready to go. He's also eager to get out, frankly, of this coronavirus bubble that he's in. He is eager to hit the road. He is eager to travel. He tweeted just before we came on the air that he is ready to hit the campaign trail. He just can't do that, though, until he's cleared to be able to travel, Lester, for safety, for responsibility, for a number of reasons. And that is something that Dr. Conley addressed today. He would not commit to a timeline, but he did say, that the proper indications do have to be in place for that. There have been, as we've noted, some credibility questions, though, given that Conley has acknowledged that he painted a rosier picture over the weekend of the president's health. We know that Friday morning his condition was spiking a fever, his oxygen levels dropped. That was not revealed to the public at the time that it happened, Lester. As you look at this shot now of Marine One flying over Bethesda, it's about a 10-minute flight, so the president should be arriving here fairly soon. Just about sunset here in Washington, Lester.
All right, Hallie, thanks very much. I want to bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel and talk about what the president's life may look like, even as we march to the election.
Can we see the thing with the handrail? Let's see. He had his hand like on it, right? And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can see. I don't really know enough about him and handrails. It might have just been something he was absentmindedly doing. The helicopter's still flying. I assume it's close. They're showing on TV right now the helicopter is approaching the White House. Why are there two helicopters? I don't know. I don't know if it's like somebody said earlier there was like decoy helicopters. I don't know how that works. I don't know if some of them are for protection or whatever. They're only showing one. I only saw one helicopter, but before I heard a report of multiple ones. So I'm not sure what is flying up there with him. But the helicopter is about to land. Yeah, they're here. Like it's here. Look, see, Steve Herman just posted that. Pug Mama says there's always a decoy. Tammy G says yes, they have a decoy. Danny says two of all transportation: cars, helicopters, planes. So the helicopter is about to land. Dory says CBS News just said there's a total of 3 choppers that fly in formation for security. So we're still, the helicopter has landed on the White House lawn. Yes, you can say, one of our viewers, Castro, says, check these snipers on the roof. If you're watching a feed, you can see that. Holly says, so close he doesn't have to walk far. I wonder if they'll show him, I'm sure they'll show him getting out. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some camera there that they cut to. Oh, so news banner needs an update. Yes. Thank you for letting me know. I forgot. Trump arrives back at White House. Thanks for letting me know. I'm still wondering if they're going to release a video. Supposedly he was going to shoot a video at the hospital before leaving. So the helicopter is sitting on the front lawn. Here, look at this. Marine One comes in for a landing on the south lawn after brief flight from Walter Reed. That's from Mark Miller. Astro Josh thinks he looks much better than when he left the White House. Yeah, he wore a mask when he left. He wore a mask when he left the hospital. I don't know if he'll, he may or may not be wearing it on the way into the White House. I'm guessing he will be. Also, Rainy Jane says it's live on C-SPAN too. C-SPAN. Actually, hang on a second. I'll show you this. Oops, sorry. This is what's going on right now. That it's just sitting there. See if there's any more reporting going on about what's happening. Here's from David Begnaud. President Trump is back at the White House. Oh, President Trump, they just showed him giving a thumbs up. Did they show him getting out? Oh, I missed it, sorry. They showed him walking up the stairs. He walked up the stairs and then gave a thumbs up to the helicopter. And has his mask on. I'll show you a picture of it in a second. Hang on. Oh, he just took his mask off as he walked into the White House.
Motherfucker ready to come out that mask.
See, there's the shot they were showing. He's standing there.
Alright, I'm really getting hungry now.
Monica Alba says, hard to see on television, but President Trump just walked up the steps on the White House South Lawn and removed his mask for a photo opportunity before going inside. Oh, he's saluting. So President Trump is back at the White House. David Begnaud says the infected president of the U.S. just got off his helicopter and walked to the top balcony of the White House. He turned to the cameras, removed his mask, and gave 2 thumbs up, and then waited for his photographer to stand behind him, and then he saluted Marine One. There's the photographer right there. There's Trump, and there's the photographer.
What are you saying? This was staged? No way.
Gabe Gutierrez posted that. There it is. Aaron Brody says straight in and infecting people. Well, I hope everybody around him has like a lot of PPE on, because he is, contagious. Maggie Haberman says, the president appeared to climb the 2 flights of stairs up to the balcony at the White House easily. He got to the balcony, turned to pose for footage, and after a moment removed his mask and touched it away. Stood as White House photographers took photos for a few minutes, then went inside. All right, guys. So I think President Trump has gotten back home to the White House. I haven't eaten lunch, so I think what I need to do is go. I need to eat something. I'm like running on extra time, but I need to eat something now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go eat something. Oh, he's about to record a video on the balcony. Oh, I won't get off the air yet. You're right. I'm watching the live shot. It looks like maybe he is recording a video. Okay, I won't get off the air yet. I'm going to see this. I thought he was already inside.
I'm about to get off the air because
it looks like he's standing there recording a video. Or maybe, I don't know if he's recording a video. It looks like he's standing there, maybe recording a video.
Got a little bit of highlights in the shirts.
I can't. Is that him? Is he there? I see somebody standing in the doorway. Taxi says he's back out. Yeah, it looks to me like it's him. Hang on a second here. Hang on. Sorry, I prefer to have the live shot to show you. Oh, there was just a White House video released. Here, hold on a second. Let me do this. First of all, here's what's going on right now. Here's what's going on right now is, oops, this. So if you turn on the TV, you might see this shot. You can see the White House, and then, hold on. I think that might be him right there. Maybe recording a video. Meredith says those are his hips. Oh, Kate Bennett says he's filming himself doing takes of him walking through doors. CNN correspondent. So he is filming himself doing takes of him walking through doors. It looks like he is making a video.
go to bed early, try to get up for the gym in the morning. But either way, I'm out of here for tonight. That's off. That's off. That's off. Alright. Appreciate you chilling in the studio with me. I'll catch you next time.